Greetings and salutations, viewers. I'm StarPrincessHLC, and welcome back to Asagao Academy, Normal Boost Club. When we last left off, we first came to our school just starting to learn about the Normal Boots Club. We were just having some conversation with Satch in the library before getting harassed by some bullies who quickly shut up once they realized that I was hanging out with one of the Normal Boots Club. So now we're getting into hopefully the meat of this, where we can start dating some of these guys. That couldn't have gone better. Not only was Satch impossibly kind, but being around him felt easy, refreshing, like being doused in the mist of a waterfall. Oh gosh, what was I thinking? My cheeks hot, I left the library, two surprisingly heavy books under one arm. I settled into bed, eager to get started with my new reading material. But Mai was sitting at her desk, carving a pencil idly into the pages of a notebook. Every few minutes, she released a long, drawn-out sigh as the lead of her pencil whined against the paper. I lowered my book and took the bait. Is something wrong, Mai? She let another dreary sigh. I hope Jared notices me this year. Does Jared know you like him? Mai whirled around in feigned shock. What? I don't like Jared. Oh. I closed my book and set it aside, deciding to play along. Well, have you at least tried talking to him? No. I mean, I have before. Why don't you try again? She bobbed her head from side to side, considering this like it never crossed her mind before. Talking to a guy I like? Perish the thought! Yeah, maybe I could do that. Satisfied, I picked my book back up. Have you ever had a boyfriend, Hannah? What? Huh? Me? No, never. Really? Never? Never. I bet you're 10,000 yen, I guess, that you met. Oh, I bet you 10,000 yen that you meet a totally cute boy here and fall in love by the end of the school year. You're crazy. I buried my face back in my book, barring Mai from any further discussion. Fall in love by the end of the year? Me? If I were a betting kind of girl, I'd take that bet. I woke the next morning with what felt like a lizard in my throat. Is this supposed to be a frog in your throat? I think you'd prefer an amphibian than a reptile, but okay. Nice little humming there, Mai, who was already up, shuffling through her school bag with an enigmatic grin. First day of school. Hannah! You're finally awake! You're chipper this morning! Her voice sliced through the air like a knife, and I winced. She was definitely a morning person. I hate her already. It's time for the first day of school. Aren't you excited? I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. What do you mean? Is something special happening today? Something strange always happens on the first day of school, especially to someone like you. I mean, pink hair, come on. Who has pink hair these days? She winked. What? Someone like me? Uh-huh. You know what I mean. No, I don't know what you mean. I am ignorant new girl. She smiled and started messing with a pile of papers on her desk. Shaking my head, I got out of bed and pulled my uniform out of my closet. My palms sweat as I held the gold vest and blue jacket. Was it really possible for things to be different here than they were at home? What if the problem wasn't actually the school? I shook the thoughts out of my head and changed into my uniform. Oh! What is it? You look so kawaii! Really? Heat crept up my neck. Yeah! Yes, completely. Your hair matches your uniform so well. I have pink hair. It's blue and gold. Ironically, the colors of my school. You look like a flower blooming straight out of the ground. Thank you? Water stung the back of my eyes, and I turned to start packing my backpack. Why was I getting worked up about something as little as this? I must have gotten less sleep than I thought. Join the club. Is something wrong? No, nothing's wrong. I'm just happy. How dumb was that? I started crying at the first sign of someone being nice to me. Well, I guess it doesn't happen that often, especially considering you were bullied somewhat yesterday. I took a deep breath to steady my nerves. Hee. What an oddly menacing thud. All the air left my lungs as something like horse hooves slammed against my back. Irk! You'll do just fine. Don't worry, this is going to be awesome. I stiffly peered over my shoulders. Nothing's there. That was you?
What?
Huh? Mai stood behind me, her hand raised. Somehow she had the strength of a bodybuilder. Nothing. I was just about to zip my bag up when I spotted the book Satch gave me lying on my nightstand. The Princess Betrothed. He said that if I ever needed to be transported somewhere far away, I could take it with me. It was pretty good so far. Maybe it would be smart to bring it along, just in case I had no one to talk to between class periods, and a way to avoid talking to people that you might not like. Would I need it for my first day of class? Sure, I'll take it. I put it into my bag, my already overfull bag, biting my lip. It never hurt to be prepared, right? Be prepared. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. Stick with me and you'll be fine. But what if you're not in the same class as me? Hello? Mai opened the door, and together we stepped into the hallway, merging into a steady flow of chittering girls and fruit-flavored perfume. Ew. Oh my, I did not know we lived on the same floor. No way, really? That's so awesome. Now we'll be able to catch up, whatever happened between you and... The river of girls shifted as we headed down the stairs. Suddenly, I found myself surrounded by a bunch of people I didn't know. That's life, my dear.
What a jerk.
Oh wow, what a jerk he turned out to be. Mai's exclamations faded into the buzz of voices in the air. Oh no, what would I do if we got separated? I'd have to, figure things out by myself. Anxiously, I searched the crowd of girls for Mai, but I couldn't find her. Everyone was dressed in the same Asagao uniform. It was difficult to tell anyone apart, and being so short really didn't help the situation. As we turned the last corner down the stairwell, I saw a flash of red hair a little ways in front of me. Mai? I reached between two girls and tapped her on the shoulder. Nope, that ain't Mai. Huh? Oh, who are you? Oh dear, did we get the mean girl of the group? The girl's eyes flashed almost like a jolt of electricity shot through them. I'm sorry, I thought you were someone else. She said nothing and turned away. That's what I say to you, lady. Before I knew it, I stood outside of Primrose House, watching the flow of girls disperse across campus. Mai was nowhere to be seen. I couldn't even hear her chirpy voice. Aw, man. I took a deep breath, biting my lip. This wasn't a big deal. I could go to class alone. But I didn't even know where the building was. Ah! It doesn't give you a map, on your first day? Just saying. I reached into my backpack and dragged out my class schedule. Homeroom 206 Poppy Hall? Which one was Poppy Hall again? Weren't the classrooms on the other side of campus? I picked a direction and began to walk, trying to ignore my rising panic at the thought of arriving late to the first day of class. Teachers are usually pretty lenient on the first day, because it's like you don't know where everything is, so you're expected to be late at that point. After the first week of school, however, you don't have an excuse. As a third year where no one knew me, all the people staring...
Hey.
You okay? You look a little lost. Someone called out to me, and I turned around, almost jumping for joy. Hey, it's Jontron! When I froze, a Normal Boots jacket. He was part of the Normal Boots Club. And even Shock has a little jacket. That is so adorable. I could practically feel my tongue swelling in my mouth. If this was a Normal Boots Club member, I had to make a good impression. He was one of the founders, right? Then he must be Jontron! Yes, I'm new. I don't know where Poppy Hall is. You a freshman? No problem. My class is in Poppy Hall. I'll walk you there. Ech!
Really?
That would be wonderful. Thank you. Was this really happening? He began walking toward a large brick building in an enthusiastic manner, pumping his arms up and down like he was in some kind of show tune. I fell into step beside him. He does have a pretty good voice. And again, his version of fireworks, way better than Katy Perry's, just saying. I didn't notice it when Mai pointed him out to me yesterday, but Jontron had big brown eyes and a warm-looking face. He was basically a human puppy. That's an interesting way to describe Jontron, but okay. I glanced up at him out of the corner of my eye. Eep! A bird! A bird on his shoulder. How could you miss it? Birds always made me uncomfortable. Something about the ease with which they could poke out someone's eyes. Is something wrong? Why'd you stop? No, nothing's wrong. I'm just scared by your little robotic bird. He followed my gaze to the bird on his shoulder.
Hey.
Oh, this is Jacques. Isn't he cute? Oh god, his eyes are glowing. Nice to meet you. Oh, he's still a robot. It spoke. Yeah. He put his hand to his shoulder. Jacques jumped into his palm. Jacques is a robot bird, see? Hello. Jacques' eyes gleamed a dangerous red when he spoke, but nothing else suggested he wasn't a normal bird. In fact, if I had known better, I would have said the red in his eyes was painted on. Or, After Effects. Just saying. That's amazing. Jacques twitched his head to the side, examining me in return. The more he looked at me, the less afraid I was. Probably because he's a phony. He's not a real bird. What are you looking at? What? Nothing. I'm sorry. Apparently robot birds are normal in this day and age. Oh yeah, Jacques can be a little sassy. Who are you calling sassy? I'm not the sassy one. I don't forget to feed you. Jacques, that was one time. I was alone and starving in the frozen tundra of this empty world. Loveless, afraid. Ignore him. I've been bringing him with me to the drama club, and he's taken a little too well to it. Well, to be fair, he's not a real animal. He's not a real bird, so you could probably get away with taking him to school with you, because he's not an actual animal. I see how this is. Shut me out like I have nothing to add to the conversation. Jacques retook his place on John's shoulder, this time facing away from us as it miffed. We resumed our walk towards Poppy Hill. I'm Jontron, by the way. Call me John. Ech! Hannah, nice to meet you.
Hannah.
Oh, Hannah. That's a cute name. But, thank you? How long have you had Jacques? Since middle school. We've been together for 4 years now. Ain't that right? I'm not listening. Yeah, well. I love him to death. I don't know what I'd do without him. It seemed like life would be a lot easier without him, but who was I to say? We arrived at the brick building. A white sign surrounded by poppies declared it to be, unsurprisingly, Poppy Hall. Which room are you in? Room 206?
Really?
Seriously? Yes. That's my homeroom. We're in the same class. Oh boy! I love John's laugh. John laughed and clasped me on the shoulder. Wonderful. I guess I'll be seeing more of you then, right?
Yeah.
Right. Together we entered Poppy Hall. Poppy Hall was lined with fluorescent lights and Asagao blue lockers. The lack of students milling around the hallway indicated we were a bit late. And this is probably going to give me some strange looks from the class, because it's like, she's walking in with Jontron! What is going on? We ran up the stairs and made it into the classroom just as the bell rang. My heart caught in my throat. Thankfully, the teacher hadn't come yet. Instead, students clumped into tight pods and milled around the classroom, catching up on vacation news.
John.
Thank you so much for showing me to class, John.
See you later.
No problem, I'll see you around. He waved and disappeared into the wriggling mass of students. I glanced around the room, looking for an empty seat.
Hana!
Hana! Mai peeled herself out from between a cuddling couple. Was that Jontron? Were you just talking to Jontron? How often did he say "ich"? Yeah. Mai's eyes widened, and I couldn't help feeling a little smug. I realized I didn't know the way to class after you and I got separated, and he offered to walk me. Mai emitted a highly pressurized squeal. Jontron walked you to class? Oh my gosh, you have to tell me everything. She grabbed me by the wrist and pulled me to an empty desk in the back corner of the room, right next to the window. I saved you a seat. I slid in and took off my backpack, hooking it on the side of my desk. I was a little bit worried the books inside were too heavy for the bag to handle, but so far it held up well. Sorry we got separated, by the way. It can get a little chaotic sometimes. So tell me, what happened? What did he say? What did he smell like? Does he have peach fuzz? Is it rough? Did he say "ich" a lot? How about that bird? There's rumors that bird's actually a robot. Also, did you ask him why he left Game Grumps? Wait, what? These are very important questions I am asking. You need to answer them. Was his hair super silky, or did it have the roughness of a dog's coat? I wouldn't be touching a guy's hair the first time I meet him. Come on, that is just creepy. Before I could answer, the door to the front of the room slid open, and a tall woman strolled in. The class went quiet and obediently slid into their seats. Damn, nothing like school around here. My heart beat furiously, blood rushing through my ears.
Class?
Good morning, class, Miss Shizuka? The teacher's melodious voice swam through the room, calming the buzzing high of students back for break. My shoulders relaxed, and my fear ebbed away. I'm your teacher, Shizuka Wakahisha. You may call me Miss Shizuki, so she's not married. The emphasis she placed on the word let me believe calling her Mrs. wasn't a mistake she would take lightly. Some of you might have noticed that we have a new student this semester. Aw, man, why are they gonna do this to me? I'm just gonna hide behind my pink hair. A hail of murmurs passed through the class. Some people glanced at me. Well, you do stand out in a crowd like a fluffy pink cotton candy. Nope, there was the fear again. Would you like to come up and introduce yourself? Do I have to? I nodded, stood, and slowly walked to the front of the room, counting my steps to make sure I wouldn't fall. I faced the class, took a deep breath to introduce myself, and noticed a familiar face in the crowd. There was John, sitting with two other boys wearing normal boots club jackets. One of the boys, the tallest one, was staring at me, the barest of frowns on his face. Something about him seemed really familiar. Wait, he was PBG, wasn't he? The other founder of the Normal Boots Club. Suddenly, all the strength left my knees. Oh, sorry. I'm okay. What should I do? Why was he frowning? Was it possible that I already made a bad impression on him? Maybe he just likes to frown, you don't know. Maybe he didn't have enough peanut butter today. You had to be kidding me. If he didn't like me, what did that mean about everyone else? Wouldn't they follow his lead? Well, John seems to like you. Satch seems to like you. Jared seemed to be okay with you. I swallowed. The faces of the class began to congeal, forming one giant blob. The school is under attack! Run! You moved from Amirisu, right? I nodded and swallowed again. Then, like a beacon of light, I noticed Mai smiling and giving me a thumbs up. You can do it! Just do it! That's right. What would Mai do in this situation?
Yes, I
Yeah.
just moved here. My name is Hana Mizuno. I transferred from Amiririsu Public High School. I'm really excited to be here. I hope you'll all take good care of me from now on.
Wow, thanks for saving me the talk. I bowed my head to the class and they clapped politely. She gave us a very mundane and boring answer! Yay! We must love her now! When I looked up, PBG wasn't frowning, but he still seemed oddly confused. Maybe he always looked like that. Thank you. You may be seated. I returned to my seat, heaving a small sigh. The hardest part of the day was over. Oh, I don't know. You might have to talk to a cute guy again. Shizuka began to talk about standard procedure for the semester, the rules for classes when homework was due, and that sort of thing. It was all very similar to my old school, and I spaced out in spite of myself. A brief flicker of movement caught my eye. PBG again! Damn it, PBG! I glanced at him, and his head snapped back to the blackboard. What was his problem? Class continued on like that until finally the bell rang and it was time for lunch. She's starving, isn't she? Mai stretched her arms over her head and yawned. Man, I hate the first day of class. It's always so boring. But it's the easiest. Weren't you looking forward to it this morning? Something about exciting things happening? Well, yeah, but already did. You met Jontron, didn't you? I'm so jealous. Now I've got nothing left to look forward to. She sighed. And I was hoping to see Jared before class, too. She slouched and fell across the front of my desk. It seemed like this would be happening a lot. Is Jared really that hot? Mai's head snapped back up, her eyes flashing. How dare you insult a man I am attracted to? I will send you death threats over Tumblr. What did you say? If you stare directly at him for too long, your nose will melt off. I've seen it happen. Yeah, okay.
What?
Yeah, exactly. What? Anyways, let's head to lunch. I'm super hungry. Oh. I looked at my backpack. It held up well throughout class, but I worried that if I didn't take some of my stuff out now, I might do some permanent damage to it. Especially with Satch's book in there. I couldn't exactly afford a new backpack. I need to put something in my locker first.
Oh, no.
But if we don't go now, they'll run out of sesame seed buns. I need my carbs. Oh. That's okay, I'll just go on ahead. Come find me, okay? Alright. I was so lucky to have someone like her as my roommate. Quick as I could, I went to my locker and shoved the book inside. As good a book as it was indefinitely happier that I had Mai around, so I didn't have to read it. Without her, who knew what I would do with myself, especially with PBG staring at me like that. Maybe I could ask her what was up with him when I met her at the cafeteria. It might just be the way that he was. Cheered, I headed for the cafeteria. Oh boy! Maybe they'll have some sesame seed buns. I carried my melon bread through the minefield of people, searching for the now familiar sight of Mai's red hair. Don't mess her up with another redhead. Where is she? I couldn't see her anywhere, and there were almost no empty seats. All around me, students circled each other, laughing and joking, sharing bites of food, and splitting the cost for sodas. Suddenly I felt very obvious and very alone. Is there anywhere I can sit? Just then I spotted a table at the front of the room. A lone boy sat at it, stabbing at his spaghetti with the vigor of a Roman general. He was having a hard time with it. I moved closer to him, working up the courage to ask to sit with him. Well, no wonder. He was eating his spaghetti with a spoon. Oh dear. Well, that's not gonna get you much. Wait a second. This guy was in my class, wasn't he? I saw him that morning at the front of the room. And he was wearing a jacket just like the normal Boots Club, but different. A gold and gray jacket with an 8-bit block on the front. Was he a member of another club? Or maybe he was friends with them.
Hey,
Hey, what?
Hana.
Oh, there you are! Don't leave me again! Oh my! My appeared between me and the boy, who glanced up at us before returning to his spaghetti. Damn it, how do these noodles work? Thank goodness I found you. I saved a table for you in the back. Oh! I looked at the boy and then back at Mai. Come on. She grabbed my shoulder rather forcefully and pushed me to the back of the room. I'm guessing we're supposed to avoid him. Hey, what's wrong?
Wow.
You are so lucky I got here when I did. That kid is Brutal Moose. His real name's Ian. He's from the Hidden Block Club. The Hidden Block Club? Yeah, the rival club of Normal Boots. He's really weird. I mean, she looked around her to make sure no one was listening in, but we were completely alone in our little corner of the cafeteria. He speaks in Comic Sans. He's Sans from Undertale? Wow, that's amazing. Whoa, does he have a brother named Papyrus? Yeah, it'd be better to stay away from him, especially since you've already gotten to know some of the Normal Boots guys. What are you talking about? I only just met John today. Uh-huh, yeah, right. I saw the way PBG was staring at you. He totally likes you.
Really?
Really? Is that what you thought it was? Either Mai was blind or she had a serious case of wishful thinking. Hey, some guys do that. I don't know. They treat girls badly as a way to flirt. I don't know why. Oh, totally. It was so cute. Just like my favorite manga. You meet in high school, fall in love, and then go off and fight aliens together. Well, we've already established there's robot birds in this world, so maybe there's aliens too. I don't think that's going to happen. Have some faith in yourself. That's totally what's happening. So now that you're in good with PBG, can you introduce me to Jared? I haven't even talked to PBG. How can I get you in with Jared? Come on. Oh, was that what she was getting at? A hot flash of doubt seized me. Was it possible that Mai only liked me because she thought I knew the Normal Boots guys? That couldn't be the case, though. She was so nice. You'd be amazed. Girls can be crafty. Still looking at her shining and eager face, I couldn't talk myself out of the idea. I actually thought PBG didn't like me.
What?
What? Why would you think that?
Well,
He was glaring at me. Man, you just don't understand. It's a love triangle. A love triangle. Like, you know, the Triforce. Wait, a triangle now? I can see it. Stars practically erupted from her eyes. PBG, I can't. But Hana, I love you. But
PBG.
my maidenhood. Where are you going with this? This sounds like a really, really, really lame anime. I slammed my fork on the onto the table. Mai looked pleased with herself. Okay, I'm just kidding. You're really cute when you blush. You almost match your hair. That's not fair at all. I beg to differ. Still, I searched my mind, eager to change the subject. That was an impressive scenario.
What?
What? No, it wasn't. I just made it up on the spot. Really? I couldn't tell. Mai laughed nervously. Oh, so that girl who was talking to me when we got separated. Mai told the story of her past friendship with this girl like they were eternal arch nemesis. Apparently they had some bad blood. which is funny considering how they were talking earlier. I nodded, choosing to take the time to relax. Before I knew it, we were finished eating. We got up and tossed our trays together. As I headed towards the door, though, Mai hesitated. Hey, I forgot something back at the dorm. Oh, need help? No, I'm totally okay. I'm just gonna go get it. I'll see you later, though, right?
See you later.
Okay, see you in class. She's hiding something. I waved and Mai sprinted off in the direction of the dorms. Alone again. Forever alone. I crossed my arms and headed back to Poppy Hall. Large groups of 7 or 8 people were laying out in the sun, playing catch and eating lunch on the lawn. It looked like fun to have so many friends like that. I smiled. Maybe this new school really would be better than my last. Without students inside of it, Poppy Hall looked a bit like an abandoned hospital. My footsteps echoed as I climbed the stairs to the 4th floor. With a sigh, I opened up my locker and pulled out the book Satch gave me. It was a good thing I brought it after all. Oh boy, I'm going to read a bit. I stepped into the classroom and saw a flash of movement by the window. A boy sat on the windowsill, and he jerked up when I came in. He was silhouetted by the afternoon sunshine, so I couldn't quite tell who he was. Hello, I'm sorry, did I bother you? The boy stood and shook his head, then crossed to a desk on the opposite side of the room. As he passed, I was able to see him clearly. Another Normal Boots jacket. This guy, he was Shane from the Normal Boots Club. How on earth did this keep happening to me? You must be blessed. Shane sat down at his desk, fidgeted with his hands a little, then turned to look at me. You're the new girl? I nodded. My name is Hana. It's nice to meet you. He nodded. Shane. This is a riveting conversation. Silence filled the space between us. Panic built up inside me. This was my chance to get in with the Normal Boots Club, and I was blowing it. I walked to my desk and sat down, setting the books on top of it. Shane looked at me, unsmiling. You're part of the Normal Boots Club? Yes, I am. Why? He spoke as if it were a challenge, almost glaring at me. Oh, I just saw your jacket, so... I trailed off. The jackets are really cool.
Okay.
Yes, they are. Silence again. He seemed skeptical, as if he expected me to crawl out of my skin and reveal myself to be a large, amphibious reptile. Or is she? Probably not. I had to do something. Who knew when another chance like this would come? But Shane didn't seem friendly. In fact, he seemed downright suspicious. Surely he wasn't on to me already. Maybe it was better not to risk it. I guess... I tried talking to him. So, you play games, then? Shane looked over at me. I've always been interested in video games, but I didn't get to play them much growing up. They're really expensive, and my dad couldn't afford them, but I used to go over to my friend's house to play there. Shane didn't respond. Now what? I was out of stuff to say. What did you play? What? Oh, Mario Kart. We go into battle mode on the triple deck. He would drive around by himself on the top level, and I'd try to booby-trap the lowest level. Mario Kart, really? Just one letter off and... Oh, we're not ripping off Nintendo! There's a good spot next to the ramp. I'd wait there until my mom came racing down the ramp to find me, then smash her with a red shell. Shane's angry stare faded. He was smiling. Sort of. Yeah, go me! He made the whole room seem 10 shades brighter. Or maybe I was more relaxed. Yeah, it's probably both. Your mom must have been mad. She was, but she always let me do it, probably on purpose. Did your mom? A door slid open. Mimi and her friends, a couple of chattering girls, entered the classroom. They stopped and stared at me from me to Shane. It was clear they thought they were interrupting something, even though we were sitting on opposite ends of the room. Sorry? No, it's fine. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't happy they caught me talking to the Shane of the Normal Boots Club. The girls went to their desks and sat down. What were you... Shane was staring at me again, an odd hurt look on his face. I merely felt like I was caught doing something I wasn't supposed to. Maybe she was originally dating him, and it went bad. I don't know. Did he know what I was trying to do? But I mean, it wasn't like I didn't want to talk to him. He was an interesting guy. It's not like I only talked to him because he was in normal boots. But he turned, pulled out a notebook and some pens, and scribbled away, thoroughly ignoring me. The air was stuffy. I tugged at the collar of my shirt, sweating. The girls kept looking at me over their shoulders as if they expected something. I smiled hesitantly at them. They smiled back, then started a conversation amongst themselves. The atmosphere was broken. I heaved a sigh of relief. What was up with these normal boots guys? John was really nice when I spoke with him, but PBG and Shane seemed to hate me. They were anything but normal. I waited for Mai to come to class, waiting desperately to tell her what happened. But when the bell rang and Miss Shizuka started teaching, Mai still hadn't come. Skipping on the first day of school, come on. Class came and went, the bell rang, and I was alone. PBG stared at me for the entirety of the class period, his face growing more and more menacing by the minute. How his face wasn't stuck in a perma-frown, I would never know. Shane and John didn't bother talking to me as they left the classroom, and the other students paired up around me. Hey, Mimi, would you like to engage in a casual discourse this evening? Oh, that's the girl, Kakusu. Yeah, of course. But why are you talking like that? I stuffed my book into my backpack and headed to the dorm. With a sigh, I unlocked the door to my dorm room. As soon as the door opened, I heard...
Hana!
Where the hell have you been, lady?
What?
Wait, what? Mai and I lay in a heap on the floor. I'm so glad you're back. She wrapped her arms around my head and nuzzled me. What are you doing? Come, look. She got off me and helped me to my feet. Without my face filling my vision, I saw that something had changed. Oh my goodness! The dorm room looked nothing like what it had before. The posters and fairy lights were still up, but now the window had light pink curtains on it that cast a warm haze around the room. A brand new white carpet was on the floor. Pillows were piled high in a mountain on the top bunk of the bed bunk. Even our chairs had been replaced with new cushy leather ones. What happened here? Sorry, I didn't tell you, but I wanted to surprise you. I thought this would come in yesterday, but it was delayed by a day. I wanted to set it up to be a big surprise. I'm still not done yet, though. She gestured to some small potted plants arranged in neat rows on her desk. Want to help?
Yeah.
Do I ever? Oh my god, bonding! Yay, bonding! This is so cute. But this is still kind of like, when are we getting to the romance? It's taken a while to get to the romance section, isn't it? Maybe in the next part. But for now, this is StarPrincessHLC saying, thank you very much for watching, and have a fond farewell.